Hi, everybody. It's about 4 p.m. on Monday. So I woke up this weekend on Saturday morning feeling joyous, effervescent, articulate, spicy, a woman of lots to say and little fucks to give. And I recorded what could only be described as a banger of an episode. In the middle of recording, my computer started to make some weird noises and started sparking a bit. And the screen started kind of flashing like Samara from The Ring was going to crawl out. And, you know, she believed she could and she did. And she just kept talking and kept talking and kept talking, only to find out a mere 35 minutes ago that my audio was unsalvageable. And I have no idea what I spoke about. I knew that it was, you know, when you just feel in your loins like you're doing a great job and you're killing it. I felt that so much so. I mean, Saturday was such a blessed day. I was feeling alive. I was feeling awake. I was feeling alert. Today, I'm bleeding through my barrel leg white pants, and it's a very different day. A new day has come, as Celine Dion once said. So this is me redoing this week's episode with an hour and a half till I meet my deadline and the work day is over, okay? Just in case you fucking forgot, I mean, as much as I love doing this and it is a passion project, this is a work assignment. So there are some form of deadlines, and I want to apologize because now I am in a real bitchy mood. I believe I started this week's episode, RIP, talking about wanting to murder Andrew. And I mean, if I only knew what the rest of the weekend was going to entail. Here's the thing with men. Andrew and I we share almost all of our meals, okay? I'm a split-seat girly. I don't want to commit to an entree. I've already had to commit to a man and a life with a man. And I feel like when I go out to dine, I don't want to be sequestered to one sandwich when I can have 2.5. You know what I mean? And a variety of salads. And then I pick which one after trying everything that I like most. And then I say, this is mine, and you have to deal with the rest. So, Andrew, little handy Andy, first of all, I'm on day 2 of my menstrual cycle, or is it day 3? I believe it's day 3 because shit's really starting to hit the fan. And on day 1 of my menstrual cycle, you know, Andrew was going to get something out of my car. I said, Andrew, I need my Las Vegas bedazzled Yeti so I can have my iced matcha and slow sip in silence while bleeding out, literally and figuratively. Okay. And because I know this man is so comfortable asking me a series of 800 questions per day, like at minimum, I just know that there's always going to be at least 27 follow-up questions for a simple task. It's like, hey, Andrew, could you bring me a glass of water? What kind of cup? Do you want it hot or cold? Do you want ice? Do you want lemon? And it's sweet, okay? I realize I sound like an ungrateful cunt, but ding, ding, ding. You got it. Ooh, busted. I said, Andrew, I need my Las Vegas bedazzled cup, my J-Lo cup from the car. My car keys are located in the pale yellow Bottega Veneta bag in Clyde's playroom on the blue chair on the left-hand side, right behind his miniature piano. Thank you so much. 3 seconds later, he goes, where are the keys? I said, Andrew, they are in the yellow Bottega Veneta bag in the blue chair on the left-hand side behind the miniature piano in Clyde's playroom. Like, could I get more fucking specific with you? And he says, the yellow bag. I said, Andrew, in the yellow fucking bag. There is never an instance where there is not a follow-up question. And when I tell you that on day 3 of my menstrual cycle, bleeding through these white barrel leg jeans, that my phalanges twitch at even reminiscing over this exchange on Saturday, I get a twitch in the phalange because I want to lunge at him and I want to suffocate him. And Jackie, is it responsible to talk about murdering your husband on a microphone? If convicted of murder in the next 72 hours, I'm glad that this is being recorded because I want to take ownership of my murder, because sometimes a bitch does just snap. And sometimes it's because we are married to men that ask us 7 million questions a day when you couldn't get more clear, concise, and specific. And they still hit you with, "You sure?" I said, "Andrew, I speak in a definitive nature. I'm at a 43% battery life and I have to carry us forth the rest of the day. Okay. Carrying the weight of the world on these brittle, protruding shoulders. And now this exchange of just where the car keys are has taken me down to 27% battery life. I am fighting for my life. There is blood on the white interior of my car. There is. Okay. I bled through my pants on my car. Okay. And I'm not going to get that money back. So I could just say goodbye to any form of equity I had in that car. Okay. Anyways, you know what I talked about that I need to rehash? Meghan Markle with love, Meghan, with disdain, Jackie. So I have not appropriately debriefed on the with love Meghan, because even though I've spoke about it in previous episodes, I hadn't actually seen a full episode. And now I am about halfway through. And I do think that we really need to sit down. First of all, every time I talk about Meghan Markle, I mean, I couldn't be more Meghan Markle. I'm in a full white outfit. Okay. I've got a Celine trouser and I'm wearing a draped shoulder cardigan and 2 little motherfucking tendrils coming out of my recession blonde hair. Oh my God, couldn't have even planned it better. So now that I'm in it, you know what I mean? I feel like With Love Meghan is so unintentionally campy. And to the uninformed eye, maybe you watch it and you think, oh, this is just a sweet, domestic, kind of like a housewife how-to show. And it is so much more than that. The layers are undeniable. I find the show to be comatose inducing, but also highly tense. And I'm going to tell you why. Now, behind the easy breezy facade of Montecito with those wavy tendrils, there is a rigorous, serious tightness that is Meghan Markle. Do I think she's being herself on this show? Yes. And the complicated answer to that is I think she is being herself. I think she is a deeply serious person. Funny, not so much, which is fine. Not everyone needs to be a hoot and a half, okay? Even at the circus, you've got your clowns and you've got your lion tamers. Not everyone gets to be a clown on a unicycle. That's what we're here for. And I don't think she's necessarily trying to be funny, although I could do with one less food pun, because the only jokes which feel very intentional are like, pass the honey, honey, or turn up for what? My Luke. God, what would we say? It's fabricated fun. And, she brings in these alleged friends. Okay. Episode 1, we meet Uncle Daniel, her makeup artist and uncle to her children. I have more rapport and, dare I say, chemistry with the man at the seafood counter at my local Gelson's, slinging scallops on a daily basis. We have more of a banter and connection than Uncle Daniel, which, by the way, somebody needs to do a wellness check on Uncle Daniel and make sure he's not buried in a lemon grove in Montecito, because when he spilt that beeswax, that precious clarifying beeswax on her set marble countertop, you could tell that his anus prolapsed. He was so fucking nervous because, like I said, there is a tension with Maggie, okay? It is this kind of contrived chemistry and we're having fun and it's just so sweet. It's whimsy. It's precious little moments of being kind and thoughtful and letting people know that you care. When this bitch brought out the balloon arch, which by the way is bad for the environment. I love pulling that out. I hate balloons. You should know this about me, not because of their aftermath on the environment and like killing the birds. Like for that, I would release 3,000 balloons a day if I knew that it just killed one bird. Just one less bird in the sky, okay? Which is my mission statement for, the governor. What am I running for? I think I would kill city council. I think I would fucking kill as a city council representative. And I'm going to think about that. We're going to brew on it for a second. But I am deeply triggered by balloons. And when she was making her little balloon arch and her party favors, and it's always so important to let someone know that you're thinking of them and send them home with a sweet little treat. I mean, even just the way that she explains just, the bath salts, and it's just, I want my guests to have a good sleep and have something special to take home with them. Just a little bit of magic of Montecito, a little whimsy. And it's not that you can't be serious in a setting like that. I think a perfect example is Martha Stewart. Martha Stewart is a cunt. And I mean that like with so much love, affection, and appreciation. After her prison sentence, I feel like she has leaned in and given us like a whole 2.0 Martha version. But like OG Martha was very much so like not fucking around in the kitchen. It wasn't charisma forward, and we don't need that from everybody. I think that social media and just the digital universe that we live in, people think that we all have to be likable. I would like to go on record and say that there's something deeply likable about an unlikable person. As long as everyone is being themselves, and it's complicated. See, this is where it gets complicated. I do believe Meghan Markle is being a version of herself. I think that we don't need the whimsy. We don't need the fun under the sun. I don't know. It's working. I'm entranced by it. It is the most high level, low level camp show that I have seen in years. It's, it's a brain buster, and it's, I'm drooling on one scene, and then my insides are just spiraling because I can feel, for someone who's I'm not an empathetic person. Okay. I want to say this in all honesty. The reason I'm so burdened by being around people a lot of the time is that whether I want to acknowledge it or not, whether I care about the why of it, I am painfully aware of how everyone is feeling around me. If someone is uncomfortable, if someone is upset, if someone is on edge, if someone wants to leave, if someone wants you to leave, if someone is, I'm so silently aware of everybody around me, and not out of the goodness of my heart, but out of just kind of controlling my own comfortability, I try to remedy the situation. So when I watch With Love, Meghan, I can feel the tightness. I can feel the seriousness. I can feel the kettle ready to steam, ready to whistle. And I just can't get enough. It's unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. Seeing is truly believing. It's not something that can be explained. It either clicks within you or it clicks without you. Does that make sense? God, we're really getting places. Because I don't remember at all what I spoke about or the topics, and I am going to sadly rely on a AMA for the rest of this episode, a rapid fire AMA, give the people what they want. Oh my God, speaking of giving the people what they want, hold on. I need to text a light fixture. Oh, I guess I could do this when I'm done. I'm on a bit of a timeline here. The beauty of friendship is that, I had the sad epiphany last night that the interior of my home, I think, is primarily done. Like I do need to redo the primary bathroom because I was just in a different space when we bought this house, and I needed a bathroom quickly. I didn't invest in materials the way that I would now. I didn't really know what I was doing then, as far as like renovating and picking materials and hardware and layouts. Like I was a simple girl back then, and now my knowledge is vast. Okay. And I do need to tackle it, but it's not disgusting. So I got to let things replenish. Also, Andrew and I had this dream. This was a dream that we had been preparing for. We were really interested in getting a place in the desert, not Sheena Shea territory, but I'm like an Indian Wells girl, I'm not Palm Springs, but I'm not like La Quinta Madison Club ready. So I got to live within my means. I'm not getting like a Kardashian plot. But, I just wanted something, palmy and vacationy and Santa Ana winds and just like a nice, nothing grandiose, but a desert home. Because if you grow up in Los Angeles, the desert is so nostalgic for me. Besides loving the Cabazon outlets and like the strip mall life, I love the air there. I want to be like on a golf course looking up at a base of a mountain. I want not tiki torches, but I would say, fire elements with some type of like a infinity edge pool with just like, a lush landscape, bifold doors. I see it for us. I see it for myself. I want to go to Coachella with Clyde and his little shitbag friends when he's older. And I just think it would be such a great place to have for my family, for my future. I want to wear a visor and a Bermuda short. And I was really excited, and we were looking forward to doing that. Then obviously the mold water damage catastrophe of 2024 happened, and we just are going to have to wait a little bit longer because insurance isn't covering a fucking dime. Now she has Chevron White Oak European floors, and it's all good. It's fine, but it's annoying. So I have an itch that needs to be scratched, and luckily I have been pro bono hired by Heather McMahon. So we're redoing a room in her house, and I'm able to kind of like get my feels out and just spend her money, which has been really, really fun for me. Although her mother, Robin, and I are having some, we're having some design disagreements. She's not really seeing the vision. I FaceTimed with her a couple nights ago, and I was like, Robin, here's the thing. So my friend Heather, she lives in her, well, we don't have to get into the logistics, whatever. Basically, the design theory has to be approved lightly by her mother. And, I am envisioning a prison pink setting plaster by Farrow and Ball. Me and Heather have collabed on this. We're really like simpatico here. Okay. Like a prison pink room with a like burgundy Merlot-ish flat ceiling with coordinating glossy maroon trim. Then she has these beautiful built-ins, which she wants to put cabinet faces on because she needs them for storage. Beautiful woodwork with like a little banquette. I like how I'm exploiting like Heather's home renovation for just to like buy me 6 minutes of my podcast. Sorry, Heather. Hope this wasn't, a secret close to the vest. And she's insisting we do cabinet fronts. I was like, could we do like fluted glass, like antique mirror? It's just, I would like to like not do cabinet fronts and just wallpaper the back of the bookshelf built-ins. But, it's a collaborative experience, and I have to kind of listen to her. I guess it is her fucking home. So we're doing that. We're going to like reupholster the banquette in some like sexy, weird 70s vibey fabric. Okay. We're getting rid of the window treatments. We're doing something sexy. We're going to get rid of the bed. We're going to get rid of her dresser from, 1994 that she was like, maybe we should paint it. Maybe we should lacquer it. I said, Heather, lovingly, you're rich. Stop acting like a fucking like a destitute slut. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. You work your ass off. Like, can we not try to salvage your oversized childhood dresser? By the time you fucking sand it and you paint it, we get new knobs. It's more money than if you just got a sexy low fucking console from CB2. Like, stop. Okay. God, I get so worked up. I'm sorry. I'm just projecting. So we're going to do like a sleeper sofa with like 2 sexy 70s mid-century-ish chairs with like a floating fluted like walnut desk with like maybe some touches of green marble. You know, I really only have like one design aesthetic. So I'm just basically copy and pasting the elements, like a room from my house into her house and trying to make it seem like I'm some design ingenue. But I really just only have one speed and I love spending other people's money. So ka-ching, ka-ching. Sorry, Heather. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So I'm just inserting myself into my friends' homes because help me, I'm poor. I can't get a visor and I can't get a house in Indian Wells. This is going great. Everyone, leave me a 1-star review. This is disgusting. Okay, I'm going to shut the fuck up and just rapid fire these questions. Okay. How do we feel about the impending festival season content that is going to make us all want to delete Instagram? You guys, festival season is upon us and everybody knows like a broken bitch fighting for her life, but also like just pretending that she's having, you know, just a spiritual awakening and she's like pushing 43 and she's like never been happier and she's just like at a yoga retreat, live, laugh, loving. And all she's thinking about is fucking Stagecoach and or Coachella. And she is going to hit us with an easy breezy peace sign and a fringe halter top, all whilst crying herself to sleep. Everybody knows the girl. Everybody knows that girl. We all went to high school with one girl whose entire personality is that she like goes to Coachella and she got a VIP pass. And like, she's just a bohemian, easy breezy eucalyptus girly. But you know that bitch, talk about tense, high strung, and they all just get to live a lie in the desert. You know what? Do I want to live in a lie in the desert? No. I want to redo bathrooms, okay? I want a fire table. I want a bifold door. I want a visor and a Bermuda short. And I want to live my truth in the desert, not to make festival season about me, but yes. Okay, what else? How have you been influenced by Love Megan with your sweater on your shoulders? Thank you so much. I do feel that as I have been watching with Love Megan, I'm just so aware of my personal domesticity that I do not share on the internet. I mean, I do here and there, but I very much so consider myself a happy homemaker. Like I love my home so much, and I love to cook. Like it's not like cool. But I like feel most relaxed when I'm like chopping things. I'm a vibe person. I like to control my environment. So I think that's probably what it is. It's not so much about making other people feel special as it is controlling my environment. You know what I mean? But like I somewhat love having house guests. I do think that there is a threshold, like there's a time limit, and anyone that I allow to stay in my home, I'm always myself, so I feel like they kind of know when I need my quiet hours, and I just sequester them to the other side of the house, and we just coexist beautifully, you know. And when I'm done, I just like go to bed. We just go to bed. In the spirit of With Love, Megan, what do you do to prepare for house guests? So I always do, you know, fresh towels. I've got the bathrooms like fully stocked with all like really good shampoo, nice soaps, nice body wash. Like I feel like that's a place to splurge, is like on really nice hand soaps and like really, oh my God, Jackie Markle. Actually, it's Jacqueline of Indian Wells. That's, I'm Duchess of Indian Wells coming up. Toiletries, towels, robes, slippers. Okay, this is embarrassing, but I'm going to tell you. My dead aunt, who, a guiding light, she had these amazing guest towels made for me, and she made like a monogram, like a gorgeous, like custom monogram for the guest towels for my Hanukkah present last year, like helped design it, got the stamp, imprint made, whatever. This is gross. So I did have robes made with the monogram and slippers. And I'm not going to like completely exploit it because I do have some house guests coming, but I have like funny robes that have funny little sayings for when people come over, like depending, like my sister-in-law comes over a lot. So we have an inside joke and I have the inside joke like on a robe. And then like my dad, I have like an inside joke robe for him. And like my sister, like people have rooms at my house. My dad has a room at my house. My sister has like kind of a room at my house. So I have like things that they like and just like booze, you know, and I'm not going to get too into it because it's a little level 10. Yikes. What about James Charles clearly being an alien with a gun to my head? I don't know who that is. So talk some shit on famous people you've met. No, that's not my style, you know. And I'm home. Like I'm not like rubbing elbows really. Any famous person I know is I like. So I wouldn't, there's nothing really to say. Although I will say, I think I signed an NDA, but I don't fucking care. I probably have already discussed this. I was an intern at the Ellen DeGeneres show way back when, approximately. Excuse me, I'm getting a little parched. Hold on. Let's just say that I was only there a day, and it's probably maybe allegedly because I made eye contact with somebody that I shouldn't make eye contact with, and I thought it was a joke, and I made eye contact, and then I got in trouble. So I'll give you that. I'll give you that little nugget. The rumors are true. Ugh, this is so stupid. What do you do when your friend's being cunty to you? You say, thank you. Thank you. Okay? To be clear is to be kind. I would take a cunt any day of the week over someone who's pretending to be nice. I hate that shit. You can always sniff out a little fucking rat, okay? I don't fuck like that. I don't talk like that. I don't want to have friendships like that. Okay. If you love yourself and you know yourself and you are a happy, healthy human, you are able to surround yourself with people that aren't so nice all the time. I fucking hate that shit. And what is nice? You know, nice is a behavior. There are people roaming the planet that probably say Osama bin Laden was a nice guy. You know why? Anyone can be fucking nice. It's harder to be truthful. It's harder to be yourself. It's harder to share, you know, rough truths with people. That is friendship. There are too many people in this world who only surround themselves with people who are nice all the time. That's not real. That's not tangible. That makes you go through life unchecked, okay, by outsiders. And we need it. We desperately need it. I see this so much just with like influencers, people on the internet. Like, you better buck up, Buttercup. These people are hugged too much or not hugged enough. It's if you have a friend that will sit you down and be like, what the fuck are you wearing? Those pants are hideous. We need to burn them and it's not happening. Or you need Botox, or the hair color ain't working for you. Like, take out your eyelash extensions. We need that. Okay. We're too enabled by strangers, all of us, everybody. We get too many fucking hearts on a daily basis. And then we're so taken aback by just any level of, I don't know, constructive criticism. Cunty. What is cunty, really? You know, we need to deep dive that. That's a whole other episode. I'm getting worked up. My rosacea is flaring up. Okay, so much Meghan Markle. It's unbelievable. Hailey Bieber and her weird obsession with Selena and how she copies everything she does. Can I tell you something? This has nothing to do with Selena and Hailey. This has everything to do with us. We're fucking bored. Okay, Selena Gomez and what's his face? Justin Bieber. I was about to say Jason Bieber. They dated when they were like 12, 700 years ago. They're broken up. There's a child, there's marriages, there's engagements. Grow the fuck up. Grow up. I mean, I won't forgive Hailey Bieber for that bathroom series. That's the issue we need to focus on. You want to talk about camp? Do you want to talk about high-level comedy, low-level comedy? Hailey Bieber's bathroom series, the fact that that was a Golden Globe snub, I will never sleep again. It is the most... She needs a cunty friend. She needs one person to be like, honey, the fake bathroom, the eating of the, like, let's pivot. Let's pivot. This isn't it. And thank God she did. Let's start selling peptides. Let's start selling peptide lip glosses, because us having like a talk show format in a fake bathroom, like eating donuts, like being crazy. Oh my God, it's crazy. Should we? I'm going to do it. Like, I can't. It's not even faux quirky. It's like, there's faux quirky, like the Zooey Deschanel's and the like, oh my God, my ear is crazy. I love bangs and folk music. And then there's faux quirky, and then there's like faux like goofy or like crazy. You know what I mean? Like, let's be crazy. Should we be crazy? And it's like, bitch, what? Are you nuts? Like, I thought it would be crazy if we got like a chocolate fountain, a fondue, and just like had tequila shots. Like, honey, get out. Faux goofy, or like faux crazy. Oy vey's mir. Ooh, Teresa Giudice's husband. Don't talk about the husband, Louis. I think there's like a $2.5 million like lien on him for like tax evasion. I say this from the bottom of my soul in my bank account. If it smells fishy, you're at the aquarium. I don't really know where I was going with that line, but if it's not looking good. These fucking dudes, once again, I mean, like, it's so unattractive. It's so messy. Like, how many times does Teresa need to stick her hand in the fire before she realizes she's got 3rd-degree burns? And it's not from, it's tanning bed. It's from these men. Like, what are you doing? Not sexy. Not sexy. I mean, Andrew's a pain in the ass, but he's very fiscally responsible. And for that, we love him. Okay. There's so many people that I don't know who any of these people are. Latest car lunch today. I had a gorgeous chicken shawarma, but I ixnayed the rice. I got it over a bed of tabbouleh with Woman of the World, a whole wheat pita bread, a side of hummus, and pickled turnips. Would you ever do reality television? Like, never. Honestly, unless I was so fucking broke and my home was like being, I was like Louis and they were going to take my house away from me and, cue City High. What would you do if your son was at home lying on the lawn because the bedroom floor because he's hungry? Do you know that I thought the line, I was singing this the other day, I thought it was because he's ugly and the only way to feed him is to sleep with a man for a little bit of money. I would probably sooner sleep with a man for a lot of bit of money than do reality television. I'd be doing handies under the 405. But I say this so earnestly. A lot of people in my position are dying for those lights. Okay. Lights, camera, action. I need you to know that this is not a bit and this is not a shtick. I am so just inherently and cellularly in the depths of my soul disinterested in being on television that I could not say it more earnestly. I have zero desire for those hot lights and those cameras. I don't care about relevancy. I don't care about it is against every fiber of my being. And I want you to know that when people send me like casting things, like people who I know, like distant family members being like, you should do this, it makes me not trust them because I just can't believe they think that I would be interested in something like that. You don't see me, and this is like no shade, but you're not going to see me like at a Page Six party. You're not going to see me you're not going to see me fucking anywhere. Okay. You're never going to see me like walk a red carpet. because A, I'm a loser, and B, like, it wouldn't matter. I would never. The only thing I would ever be interested in attending is like, I'm dying to go to Fashion Week again without conjunctivitis, because that was just an experience. That was just fun. And like being in a city and seeing the clothes and the people, like that's something that is just like bucket list to die for. Would I like to go to the Met Ball one day? Yes, I very much so would. I would love that. That would be a Make-A-Wish Foundation dream. Not for the lights, but just for the experience. Just to say, like, what a bucket list thing. I mean, I'm never going to get there, but it's a fun idea. But like, will you see me on The Real Housewives? Never. I will never go to anything where there is a camera, a reality television camera. It will not happen. It hasn't happened. I was bamboozled once, but even like Stassi, okay, back in the day, Vanderpump days, she'd invite me to a birthday party, a thing, and I would say, are there cameras? And if she said yes, I'd say, love you, sweet cheeks, I'm not going. If it was like a wedding or something of someone I was very close to and it happened to be filmed, obviously that would be ridiculous. And like, who cares about me? But very, very disinterested unless the lights are closing, literally, and whatever. How long did you live in London? I lived in London part-time for like 4 or 5 years in Notting Hill. And it was the very best time of my life. One of the best times of my life. I loved it so much. The last year, I will say, the first few years, it didn't affect me. I would say like the 4th or 5th year, after like 3 months, the days get very, very short in the time that we would go. We were always there from like September to like the holidays, January, end of the year, whatever. And by December, the days are so short there and it's very, very dark and it's very, very gloomy. And I always had any friends that I have that live there would always talk about this like kind of seasonal depression thing. And I never really felt it until the last year where I was like, I would like a bit of sunshine. I just need like a day. Like the sun would rise at 9 and then set at like 3:30. So you're really, and it's gloomy and it started to get to me a bit, but love, like the fondest memories. Everyone's very concerned about Bridget Macron. With a gun to my head, I'm so sorry. I could not tell you who that is. I'm so very sorry. Dream vacay, spend as much money as you want, go wherever you want. This is boring, guys, but I like to go to places I've already been. I would say I'm not a boat girl. I'm a lady of the land. My favorite trip that I go on is with all of our best friends. We go to the Bahamas. We go to Harbor Island for a week and at the top of the year, and it's just the best time. It's the best time. I didn't go this past year. Where did we go? Oh, because we went to London with my Chloe. But yeah, these are very boring. I'm so sorry. This is topical. Okay, the ugly Beverly Hills reunion looks. Oh my God, that's so rude. Okay, Kyle Richards, I love you. I'm so sorry. Okay, I all the outfits for me. You guys. I was reading I was like, at least like, is someone wearing like a designer gown? Of course, Dorit Kemsley, she's wearing Vivienne Westwood. I've gone through all the outfits. I am disappointed in ways like I can't even express. They all look like they went to Macy's. And I mean that as an insult. Like it's like a Bakersfield prom. That's what it looks like. We're not getting fashion, really. Even Dorit, like she's wearing Vivienne Westwood. It's not the color palette that's underwhelming me. It's the looks. Sutton Strack, God bless her. What the fuck? Kathy Hilton, you're wearing self-portrait. What the fuck? Give me like a Valentino. If you're going to wear a cape, you're Kathy Hilton. You couldn't give me like a feathered cape like Naomi Campbell at the Met Ball. Which by the way, when I close my eyes at night, I think about a few things. I think about Juliette Lewis not being nominated for her role as Carla Tate in The Other Sister. I think about Naomi Campbell's Met Ball look when she wore the pink Valentino with like the lace thigh high. I don't know if they were boots or like tights. I don't know what the fuck was happening with like the pink feather cape. I think about that every single day of my life. And I also, what else do I think about? Like, why doesn't glue stick to the inside of the bottle? And I know it's an oxygen thing and I don't really want to deep dive it because it's just a brain buster. Jennifer Tilly, why? What's happening? Bose, no. Garcelle, no. It's across the board. Who am I missing? It's all deeply disappointing. Erica Jane, I expected more from you. How do you feel about marble sinks? I'm going to tell you, Emily, I love them. And, you know, I will tell you that there was a moment in time where I was deeply regretting the marble elements of my kitchen renovation. And, you know, the lemons, there's literally, I had those countertops for about 24 hours and my friend came over with an Erewhon juice that says Erewhon at the bottom of the bottle. He puts the bottle on my fucking brand new countertops. It says Erewhon on my countertops because of the cold imprint of the bottle. It's a whole fucking thing. I have now since decided that I like to renovate. So, you know, I'm probably going to need to freshen it up in like 7 years anyways, because I already have a lot of regrets. I was very pregnant during my kitchen renovation. And I was also on such a timeline that certain things went wrong and I had to make quick pivots. We were supposed to do wood chevron floors, herringbone floors in the kitchen. And last minute, the floors, it was a whole thing. They weren't level, so they would have to remove the it was a disaster. So we had to do like a checkerboard honed like marble flooring, which I do think it's a little marble heavy in there. But you know, I'm probably going to redo it in 7 years anyways and call it a fucking day. I don't like to be married and tethered to design choices. I think that especially like with paint and color, foundationally, if everything is okay, the plumbing, the drains, all my walls are paper smooth. I love all the moldings and the casings and the doors and the hardware. Like all the bones are really, especially now after the catastrophe of 2024, like the bones are so solid in this house that like I feel, and I've done all the electrical and getting rid of, you know, unnecessary things and the walls. And so I feel like because the foundation is so good, I'm not so married to materials. And I truly just love to renovate so much that I've now taken on the approach that the marble tells a story. And I think it's actually chicer not to have perfect marble countertops. And I'm much more like lax with it. And I kind of don't care, you know, and a baby will do that. I mean, Clyde is just like rubbing his boogers on everything. And, you know, once you've had feces like rubbed on the walls, you just kind of care less about things like that. So I like a marble sink. I like marble showers. You know, you're going to get rings, you're gonna get soap stains and shit, and I just think it's like a weathered chic look. So I say go for it, Katie or Emily. Okay, what? Oh, I love this. Perfecting the pantry for hosting unexpected happy hours. What do you keep? Okay, so I always, because I do have a lot of people in and out of my house all the fucking time. All the time. For someone who is so deeply unsocial, I have people in my house every single day. And I've got people stopping by and the keys and open door policy. And you never know what the day will bring. Okay. I always in a pinch have Castroviltrano, or however you say that, those like great green pitted olives. I always have truffle potato chips, although my housekeeper, Rosa, who is here, who I can hear chewing in the other room, her bluff surgery went very well, thank God. She's looking refreshed, rejuvenated, and like 10 years younger. This bitch loves truffle potato chips. And even though I stock up and I have an open pantry policy, I mean, she's polishing off like bags. Like I'm not joking, about like 3 bags this week and it's Monday. So, you know, I hide a bag from her because she'll find it. And so a hidden bag of truffle potato chips and Castroviltrano olives. I also like Parmesan has a good shelf life. So if someone was to come over right now and let's say like, oh, you know what also? Oh my God. Okay. 2 things from Trader Joe's. Relatable Rachel has entered the chat. Spanakopita pastry pups with like a fancy, spicy, good mustard, like a French mustard, cornichons in a pickle, pun intended. Call me Meghan Markle. Whimsy. Pastry puffs, Parmesan pastry puffs from Trader Joe's, cornichons, fancy, and like spicy, good, like French Dijon mustard. Boom, you got a hot appetizer. If you're having cocktails, okay, you get the Castro Voltrano olives, put them in a pretty little bowl, get some vintage little bowls, okay? Pretty little bowl. You put the olives in a bowl. If you want to hit them with some lemon zest, get crazy. Get crazy, you sexy thing. An orange zest, get out of here, okay? Then you do some truffle potato chips and like Parmesan, chunks of Parmesan with pepper and olive oil. Cute little toothpicks, okay? Parmesan chunks, green olives, truffle potato chips, and cocktails. And then you just always have to have alcohol in your house, an abundance of alcohol, which hopefully you do. And you always want to have like one lingering glass bottle. You don't want the plastic bottle. You need one large glass bottle of a Pellegrino or like a sparkling water, but it has to be in glass, a big glass bottle. Just keep that in your fridge at all times. If you ever have anybody over, you've got hot appetizer on deck. You've got like a cold little aperitivo mixed situation. You want to hit them with a rosemary Marcana almond, get fucking crazy, just like a bite. But like, if you have that, you're always good. God, look at me. Get out of here. Thoughts on gentle parenting? Not in this house. I don't want to raise a pussy. So I don't think it's a gentle world out there. So I don't believe in gentle parenting. Now, I am obsessed with my son. I don't ever want to discount his feelings. He's a Cancerian angel. He's a Cancer Leo cusp, actually. And, you know, I just think that for me personally, my parenting style, I want to prepare him for the world and all facets of the world. And, you know, not everyone gets down on eye level and, you know, talks in a calm manner. Like I've been in a tussle at the Topanga Mall parking lot, you know, so, you just never know what's going to hit. You know, you never know when you're going to be confronted in a tussle with a crazy person. And I think being able to remain, I mean, not me personally, but remain composed and equipped is important. And gentle parenting, like I'm not going to kick it old school and like whack him with my Celine belt, but you know, I used to get the hook as a child and my mom would just grab my upper arm. And if I was being a little bit of a fucking asshole, I was removed from the situation. If I was at a restaurant and I was throwing a tantrum, I went home and I knew that if I wanted to stay at the restaurant, I was going to have to like behave in a certain manner. And I like European parenting tactics and I like manners and I like respect and, you know, I believe there is an element like children. I don't believe in free range children. And my son is a little wild, you know, he's also a year and a half. So when he is of age to be like appropriately disciplined, I look forward to that because I think I'll really thrive. I was like born to raise a little gentleman. You know what I mean? So I'm ready for it. Skinny talk. I don't know what it is, but I'm down. Listen, I'm a 90s baby. So I'm always like, I'm a click away from a parasite and a cigarette. Okay, if one more person asks me where my fucking sunglasses are from, we've already discussed this. These are brand new. I just got these puppies. I'm going to put them on so I can get a bit of a tax write-off. These are Bottega. I like Bottega sunglasses. I think they're unisex. We covered this already. I think they're interesting. I think they're made well. I think their aviators are cool. I think they pay like just cool attention to detail. And every pair of Bottega sunglasses that I have bought, I wear. I don't find them to be like overly trendy. I find that I cycle them a lot more than other sunglasses. They don't have a logo on them, which I kind of like because I'm just so demure and tasteful. And we've already covered it. Nikki Blonsky from Hairspray insinuating that she hooked up with Zac Efron. I mean, she kind of did on screen. Is Nikki Blonsky off her rocker? Am I getting that right? Because that's kind of my takeaway from the riffraff in the DMs. Oh, God, I bet she's got some stories. I wonder if her and Amanda Bynes still hang out. Are you watching White Lotus? Of course I'm watching White Lotus. So I haven't seen this week's episode. I've been saving it. Oh my God, did I tell you that Andrew had food poisoning this weekend? It was so refreshing. I always sequester him when he gets sick, any type of a stomach ailment, because you never really know if it's like food poisoning or stomach bug. But here's the thing. Andrew and I, did I say this already? How we do splitsies on everything. And then I think did I not land the plane? Okay. Andrew's had crippling diarrhea for the past 36 hours, looking so svelte, low key, jealous. But we eat all the same things. And like one bad beef carpaccio puts this bitch out for like days. And meanwhile, I had all the same food and I'm like doing cartwheels in a sauna, like totally fine. Having chicken shawarma in my car. It's crazy. It happened with a lamb. It happened with a shrimp cocktail. It's happened so many times. And I'm like, you know what? Like, get with the fucking program. Take some activated charcoal and like figure out your stomach. Such a bitch ass. He's like, I think I need Pedialyte. I'm losing fluids. My stomach is cramping. I'm like, ugh. I gave birth to like a 40-pound baby. Okay. And I had the same shrimp cocktail and I went and did Pilates the next morning when we both got that parasite, that Roman parasite from a bad amatriciana pasta. It took Andrew out for like 2 weeks, He like was shitting liquid and I was like back in business. I took a 11-hour flight. Okay, I didn't have one sip of water or one bite of food, okay? I truly mind over mattered my butthole. I looked at myself in the mirror and I said, Jackie, you will not shit yourself on that fucking plane. You are going to get home on American soil. And guess what? This is what a sick bitch I am. Okay, anal leakage, like, it was like full parasite, okay? I mustered the strength to get to the airport. I did not ingest any food or liquids. And because I did not want to have I couldn't do it on the plane. And it was the only flight back and I needed to get the fuck home. Okay. And I used the private suite on the way back because I was like, I can't go through customs. Like I got to get in a car on the way home. So, but because me, such a fucking loser. Such a lady of sophistication and grace. When I got to the private suite is this, it's this thing that you can use at the airport where you don't actually have to go to the airport. So it's like all the luxury of private travel. And I had I had a voucher and I used it, whatever. I'm making caveats because it's obnoxious. But so I land and I'm waiting for my bags and they're like, ma'am, can we offer you a glass of Dom Perignon and some caviar? And I said, absolutely. So while I am clenching my butthole, okay, with a living parasite inside of my body, I am Kristen Wiig trying to eat the almonds when she has food poisoning in Bridesmaids. That was me just shoving caviar down because I'm like, I'm not going to lose an amenity just because of a fucking pussy ass parasite. That's what I'm talking about. I was like, Schimmel, you're going to make it home and you're going to be just fine. You're going to chug some Pepto-Bismol. We're going to have a bowl of rice with a little bit of soy sauce, 3 activated charcoal pills. And tomorrow morning, you're going to be fresh as a goddamn daisy and 6 pounds thinner. You're welcome. And she believed she could. She did. Meanwhile, Andrew's like, I need to stop for more Pepto-Bismol. Do we have any ginger ale? I'm like, oh, God. Grow up. Anyways, thank you so much for listening. I'm so sorry about this. I mean, listen, they can't all be hits. They just can't. It's episodes like these that really make you appreciate the great episodes, so I'll be back and better than ever next week. I feel like I say that every week. Love you. Have a great week, everybody. Goodbye.